So you insist on doing what you want to do. Ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ tinú ẹ̀ máa ṣe lọ láṣẹ wà? Daddy mo ń lọ. So, Daddy, I'm going to the city. You children of woke up one Sunday morning. Going on tomorrow. Even though I don't know where to go. Daddy says, son, 'cause life in the city is unbelievable. You could get broken though you're just a little boy. Made it right. And I said, I know I know I get through. Already ready for me. Pray I find my salvation. Oh, Father, but I have to take a chance. Oh, I know. Hello, Daddy. How you doing? Oh, mother's doing okay. Been 4 years and 11 months now. Hello, it was so good to me. Life in the city is beautiful. I struggle just to get by. And still with it. There's too many things where the word Christmas for head. You don't know if they're in the grace. I mean, the future.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. A warm welcome from Thesis Education Group. Welcome, 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 everyone. How are you feeling this afternoon? I hope we all had a good day. Welcome, welcome. Please nudge your fellow teachers who are supposed to be here. It promises to be an exciting time again with us at this webinar. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We'll give a bit of time for our teachers to join in. We welcome you this beautiful Sunday evening. Hope you had an amazing Sunday. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for taking our time to be with us this evening. We appreciate you. We're just giving a bit of time for more people to join in the call. Good evening and welcome, everyone. We appreciate you coming. We'll kick off in a minute or two. We're expecting more people to join in the call. We're speaking about the teacher and her robots. And this is part 2. Was anyone here who joined us in the part 1? I'd like you to signify in the chat and take your feedback. How was it? What things did you learn? Have you implemented anything? All right. Okay. So about this time last month, we held the very first episode of a thesis education learning lab series, which was titled The Teacher and Her Robots. Yes, we were basically speaking about the teacher and her use of AI. And we had 2 powerful panelists for that session. We had Bayo Alumaja, also known as Bayo GPT, and we had Mira Samuelson, who is known as the Digi Teacher. We had them both join us as panelists in that session, and it was an explosive one. Participants left being more convinced that now is the time to embrace AI and not to fight against it and not to kick against it or fear that AI will take away your intelligence. We learned that building your superpowers is inevitable as a teacher in this 21st century. Otherwise, you will be swept away because AI is here to stay and there is no use fighting it or refusing to embrace it even as you practice your profession. Yes, we learned that there are several tools that can help us as educators, as teachers, to leverage AI, whether it is classroom management, whether it is lesson planning, whether it is content creation. We learned that there are several tools, and the earlier we begin to embrace them and leverage them in the course of our profession, the better it is for us, because learning is evolving, and as educators, if we want to maximize our profession, we should also evolve with the world. So those were highlights from the part 1 of our series, and due to popular demand, we are having the part 2, which is going to continue from where we stopped, emphasizing that AI has come to stay and there is no use fighting it, there is no use avoiding it, because there is just not possible to avoid the use of AI in the 21st century. And so we're going to build upon that foundation today and see how we can embrace these tools in our classroom and in our practice as educators. We have our speakers in the house already, and I'd just like for them to say hello to us before we continue. Ms. Uzoma, please say hi to us.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. Nice to be here. Good evening.
Good evening. A warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you. All right, we also want to welcome our second speaker, Mr. George. Please say hello to us.
Hello, Ma. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's so nice
Hello.
to see you here. Good evening.
Good
Thank you
evening.
so
Good
much for
evening.
having me on here.
You're welcome. A very warm welcome to you. We appreciate your time. All right. So very quickly, we are going to get to it. Yes. So we're here and would like to hear from Ms. Uzoma first. As a practicing educator, um, just speak to us about the teacher and her robot. How is AI, I mean, AI and the teaching profession, where do we stand building upon the foundation that we already had from the part one of our series? Where are we going from here? Are we still embracing AI, or are we doing away with it? Are there disadvantages? Are there advantages of embracing AI in the educating and in the teaching profession? Yeah, so would like to hear from you, Mrs. Zoma. The floor is yours.
All right. Good evening once again. So I couldn't join the first one, even though I was scheduled to. I had I had some emergencies that I had to attend to, so I wasn't really here. But I found time to also go listen to the replay on YouTube, and it was quite insightful. So like you already said, AI in technology is not going anywhere. In fact, when we say AI is the future, and when we say the future is here, I usually would say the future was yesterday. Like we've gotten to the future, and in fact, if we're not careful, the future has already kind of left us behind. So AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And when educators, particularly educators, sometimes we see people who are afraid or concerned or worried that AI has come to take their jobs away. And what I tell those kinds of educators is AI is not here to take your job, because at the end of the day, AI cannot hug a student. AI cannot listen to a student and give emotional support. Those are the things that AI cannot do. AI cannot, there's just something about the nature of humans that AI cannot do. So that fear, even though it is valid, but it's unfounded. AI is never going to take our jobs. However, AI will take the job of those who are not using AI to enhance their jobs. So the teacher who has empowered herself or himself and is well equipped, that kind of teacher will take over the job of the other teacher who has not used AI, who has not mastered the use of AI. So AI is not here to take your job. However, AI is an enhancement. So I am not sure whether my session has actually started, because I don't know whether introductions have been made and all. So do I go on, or was that just an introductory part of it? I don't know whether Eunice is still there. Should I go on, or was that just introduction? Mr. Bossman, good evening.
Good evening, Miss Yu.
Okay, so I was saying whether
Yes,
I
please go
should.
ahead.
Okay. All right. So when it comes to I am one, AI is everything. AI is has come to help teachers to do their jobs better. It has not come to take away our jobs. We have moved away from traditional teaching and learning, where it was strictly teacher-led, where it was the teacher standing and giving the instructions and students are waiting. We've moved away from that. So we've moved away from chalkboards, we've moved away from rote learning, we've moved away from memorization, and we have moved to the interactive. This would dates back to the 2020 during the lockdown, when everybody was forced to come online. We had to come online and start discovering. For some people, that was just when they were discovering some of these tools. And while that was going on for some schools, from some educators, for some school owners, some teachers and some schools had already known some of those. For example, Edmodo was already way in use before 2020, when everybody now started clamoring, oh, Edmodo, let's learn this, let's learn the Google Classroom and all of that. So AI has moved from teaching and learning, teaching has moved away from teacher-led instruction, where children are just sitting, teacher is the one talking. We've moved away from there to the interactive part of teaching. And the interactive part of teaching is where we're now focused on students. So it's now student-centered. Now, when we talk about student-centered learning, we're talking about EdTech. We're talking about flipped classroom. Flipped classroom is where, instead of coming to class and just starting to talk, okay, today we're going to learn about this, we're going to talk about that, you would have given your students a task to do, a research to do, something to have done before, something to have done at home. And when they come to class, you are picking up from there. That is flipped classroom. We've moved to that point where children are now more involved. Children are researching, they are interviewing, they are taking ownership of their learning. However, that is not where we stopped. We have moved away from interactive, student-centered learning. Now we have moved on to the age of AI. The age of AI, the age of automation, the age where AI can literally chat with you, can teach you. Yes, of course, AI can teach you, but it's not taking away your job. So we've moved, that is where we are now. We are in the age of technology. We are in the age of AI. We are in the age of automation, where students are doing something on their screen or on a software, and they're actually interacting with a chatbot. So we've moved away from chalkboard to chatbots. That's really where we're at now. And it is not going anywhere. I mean, this age and time, you can be in Nigeria and you are talking to somebody in Canada, and the person is like literally right in front of you, holograms. So that is where we are. We're getting to the point where at some point you might not even need to go to a physical classroom to learn. That is where we're at. You can actually stay where you are and have people simulated right in front of you. It looks like they're right in front of you. The only difference is that you're not able to touch them. That is where we are. We're in the age of automation. Now, why Nigerian teachers must evolve? Because I'm talking about specifically Nigerian teachers, but of course we're talking to teachers generally. The reason you must evolve and get out of that mentality that AI is here to take your job, the reason you must evolve is, number one, the learners, the students we are teaching these days, they have changed. The students we taught 2 years ago, 3 years ago, even last year, the students we taught last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they are not the same students we are teaching today in this age and time. So it's very important to embrace technology because our learners have changed. They are not the same people we taught last year, 2 years, 5 years ago. We are teaching, of course, we've all, this term runs all over the place. We talk about Gen Zs, we talk about Gen Alpha. We are actually teaching, Gen Zs, depending on the class, if it's secondary or tertiary. We're teaching Gen Zs, we're teaching Gen Alphas. And when I did the research, we already have Gen Omega. Yes, there is Gen Omega coming on board. So this thing is evolving. The students you're teaching are evolving. They know, some of the students we're teaching know more technology than we do. When they do, I mean, just give a student an iPad, a computer, and you'll be amazed at what they can do. Even young, toddlers, when you give them a phone, they already start using their left hand to swipe, to swipe up or swipe down. They already know how it is. These children were born into technology. The only world they know is technology. So you can't afford, as a teacher in this time and age, you can't afford not to be tech savvy. So that is one reason why we should evolve as educators. The children we're teaching have changed. The second thing is the world itself has changed. The world has become a global learning place. It has become where, in fact, the term used now is tech fluency. So the way we'll tell somebody, oh, are you fluent in talking? Are you fluent in speaking? Are you fluent in maybe in a language? Now we have the term tech fluency. Are you tech fluent? That's the term that is being used now. And that is used to describe people in this global world where technology, AI, automation has literally taken over. So we need to be tech fluent. We need to, because the world has changed. The students we are teaching have changed. The world has also changed. Another reason we need to evolve as educators is that AI is not just a trend. AI is not just a trend. It's not something everybody's talking about AI. It's not just a trend. It's a tool. And when we start understanding it as a tool, that's when we can, relax and actually embrace it. Because AI is a tool that has come to help you to teach, to pass across whatever it is, to teach your subjects, to interact with students, to communicate with parents. So what it is a tool. It is not here to fight you. It is not here to intimidate you. It is here to help you. So 3 reasons why we should evolve as educators, parents, and whatever position we find ourselves in. Students have changed. The world has changed. And AI is a tool. It's not just a trend. It's not just something that would finish trending in the next 1 year and it's gone. No, it is here to stay. And it is a tool. So it is better. The high time we started embracing it, the better for all of us. Now, what key areas can we as educators, stakeholders, where are those key areas where AI or technology can enhance teaching? So this comes to the practical aspect in terms of what exactly can we do in the classroom? Which areas can we, since we have said technology is a tool, which areas can we actually use this AI, this tech? Which areas can we actually use them in the classroom to help us? The first one is lesson planning. I mean, in the olden days, I remember people would sit down, and I'm saying olden days now, and it's sounding like maybe 10 years ago. We're talking about, even right now, some people are still doing lesson planning the manual way. But we have moved, way past that because the AI is here to help. There's a particular software called Teachmate. I mean, I know there are so many tech tools, software that can be used for lesson planning, but I mean, the one that's just came immediate to me is Teachmate, where you simply give it a prompt, tell the software what you want to plan, tell the subject you can go ahead. You see, everything is in the prompting. It is what you tell computer to do for you. Computer, AI can give you crap. If I may use that word, it can give you crap. If you tell it, the mistake some of us educators make is to use AI, for example, ChatGPT, is we use it as Google. That's just where we want to get information. You can get that on Google, but you need to use AI. You need to pitch it high for AI to give you exactly what you want. So if you go to Teachmate and you just said, give me a lesson plan for primary 3, it will just give you something basic, right? But if you go ahead and say, I am a primary 3 teacher, I have this qualification, I teach this particular subject, I use this particular curriculum, and I would like you to give me a lesson plan that is based on this, you will actually literally tell the software everything, every information you need in your class. Tell the AI the kind of students you have. Maybe out of 10 students, you have 5 students who are like high ability levels, medium ability. You have to tell it, give it all of that prompt, tell it everything, and then ask it to give you a lesson plan based on all of those things that you have prompted, and it will give you exactly what you want. So you do not need to sit down and cry, crack your head, think about what to put, what not to do. That is where AI has come in to help. So instead of you killing yourself, having headache over, I'm not my lesson planning, in a matter of minutes, you can finish doing that with AI. That's why it's a tool. So we have lesson planning, or you might want to call it content creation. And we have tools, we have AI tools that can help with that. I just mentioned ChatGPT. You can also use Gemini. These days, there are so many, AI is embedded in almost everything. There's AI on WhatsApp. When you're chatting, there's AI that you can quickly ask, what you want. There's AI in Meta, in Facebook. It's literally everywhere. So we have Gemini, we have Bing, B-I-N-G. There are so many, Leonard. There are so many of them. So use these tools to help with your content creation or with your lesson planning. So we have ChatGPT, I mentioned Teachmate, we have Gemini, we have Copy.ai. There are so many of them. Now, where you can actually use Google to help out is, so some of these software I've mentioned now, you can actually now go to Google and say, give me a list of software or tech tools I can use for lesson planning. Then, you can get all of those. You can get that list, but use AI for lesson planning and content creation. Now, when it comes to visual learning or interactive learning, some of us think that this AI is a big, okay, yes, it's a big deal, but it's not something abstract. It's something that's, it is there for you. Some of us do not know what's the gold mine you have in Canva. Yes, some of us just go there and say, one thing I don't like that educators do, and I always scold them for this, don't just go to Canva and go and use an already made template. I usually challenge educators about that. Don't use an already made template. Yes, I know they've given you all those templates, but try to take a blank template and try to create it. What I tell them about Canva is it doesn't spoil. Like there's no, oh, I clicked something or I did something, now everything is gone. My Canva has spoiled. Canva doesn't spoil. So you drag and drop, you experiment. That is how you get creative about it. Every template we see on Canva, it was created by educators. It was created by people like you and me. So use Canva when we talk about visually stimulating learning tools. You can use Canva. We have Canva, we have Genially, and we have Book Creator. These are tech tools that you can really just Google right now and find out how they are. I particularly love Canva, and when it comes to simplicity and accessibility, Canva is really there because right now, if you are in a school and your schools can actually sign up for what we call Canva education. Yes, there is Canva education, and if your school is subscribed to Canva education, all you need to do is to log in with your school email address, and you actually have access to Canva Pro. So you do not need to pay every month like everybody does. You can use Canva to still do lesson planning, to create PowerPoints, to do all these. You can use Canva Pro to actually teach your lesson live as I'm talking now. I have presented my lessons right there from Canva. Children can use Canva to do their homework, and they would invite you. You can collaborate on Canva. Canva is just, whatever you can do on Google Doc or Google, you can do on Canva. It's collaborative. So you can collaborate and work on it together. So Canva is there. So I've mentioned visual learning or interactive learning. So tools like Canva, Genially, Book Creator, you can use all of that. Now, when it comes to virtually or augmented reality, okay, virtual reality, VR, we can use tools like Quiver, we can use tools like Merge Cube, we can use tools like Google Expeditions. One thing we don't know, or we seem to leave, or we seem not to realize, is that see Google. Google has so many accessories that we can explore. Okay, there's Google Classroom. If you have a Gmail account, you can access Google Classroom, you can access Google Forms, you can access Jamboard, you can access Google Meet, you can access Google Notes. There are so many accessories, even YouTube. They are all Google related. So we are leaving so much on the table, and we complain that we don't have access to these things. Gmail is just one of those things that you have access to so many tech tools that you can use in your classroom. So when it comes to virtual or augmented reality, we can use Google Expeditions, Merge Cube, and Quiver. Now, it gets more interesting when we now talk about assessments. Okay, you don't have to always be the one to set the question, and then you mark, you start marking. Oh, I have 30 students, I need to mark all of them. AI can help with that. So when it comes to assessment and feedback, we have tools like Kahoot. Of course, I think it was mentioned the last time. We have Kahoot, we have Kahoot, we have quizzes, we have Socrative. Now, my favorite, because I always talk about accessibility, like something you can actually use right now. My favorite is Google Forms. And what I like about Google Forms is, instead of just using your Google Form as, a form where people are just filling in stuff, you can turn a Google Form into a quiz or into a poll where you then have the ability to select the questions that are right or wrong, so the idea is you can automate your Google Form so that when children are answering questions, immediately they pick their answers, Google Form would mark it automatically, and children are done with your assessment, and right away they know what their answer is. They can view their score immediately. One platform I really love when it comes to Google Forms is Twinkle. So Twinkle has worksheets. Twinkle has, you can actually download worksheets or Google Forms itself from Twinkle, and you can assign that immediately to your students. When it also comes to assessment, there are still some other software or tools online that you can use. I particularly love live worksheets. So live worksheets, they are simply worksheets that people have turned live. They've made it live, so they're now interactive. So if you type in live worksheets, if you go on Google and you type in live worksheets, you will see hundreds, thousands of worksheets that you can assign to students, and they can do it, work on it, they can interact with it live and direct, and it will mark and give them their answers immediately. With live worksheets, once you're done, the students can see their score immediately, or they can actually email it to you as the teacher. So there's live worksheets, there's Word Wall, which I really love as well, because Word Wall has games, it has quizzes, it has flashcards that students, these ones I'm mentioning are because they are interactive when it comes to assessment. So there's Word Wall, and I also love, this one is really subject specific, but we have Spelling Train. Spelling Train is a software that can help students to learn their spellings, because that's one of the things, some students really struggle with spelling, and instead of just giving them a list of what to go and cram, they can actually use Spell Train, which is a software. Is very interactive, and by doing some sort of games, they're actually learning spelling. So that's for assessment. Now, when it comes to communication and collaboration, okay, we're still talking about how to use AI, how AI is really something to use in the classroom, like embrace it. It can make your life easy. We usually say work smart and not hard. So these are just tools that can help you work smart as a teacher or as an educator. Now, when it comes to communication and collaboration, I mentioned Edmodo earlier. So Edmodo they're not there anymore. But we have Google Classroom. Google Classroom is amazing. And again, it's linked to Gmail account. So it's not something you have to go and download. You're going to pay money, you're going to do this. No, it's right is connected to your Gmail account. So of course, since you're a teacher, it has to you have to be using Google Classroom based linking it to your school email account. So we have Google Classroom. Of course, we have Microsoft Teams. We have Class Dojo. Class Dojo is amazing when it comes to collaboration. You can use Class Dojo to reward students in class. You can assign reward points. You can use it to track behavior. And it's also interactive because parents can join in and see what their children are doing. You can upload pictures of students doing something, doing activities, and it's collaborative, and parents can also see what is going on. So there's Class Dojo. Class Dojo is amazing. Again, these are not things that you have to pay anything for. So in terms of communication, Class Dojo is a really good one. And I've mentioned Google Classroom. Of course, our Zoom is also there, which we all already know. Now, let's look at AI teaching assistants, okay? I'm mentioning different areas. I've mentioned virtual reality, communication, lesson planning, visual learning. Now, let's look at teaching assistants. That means tools that can assist you when it comes to teaching. This is not you relegating your teaching job to AI, but that is why that word there is assist. Tools that can assist you in teaching. All-time favorite is Magic School. Magic School is amazing. Okay. Eunice, because I wasn't sure what my time was. You disappeared at some point and I was just
Oh, no, I'm
talking.
right. I'm right here. Thank you very much. Yeah, you should begin
All
to
right.
wrap up now. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so teaching assistants, we have tools like Magic School, we have School AI, and we have EduAid, so many others. Magic School particularly, it's amazing because it's like a school. That's why they're calling it Magic School. It's like a school because you can actually find out everything there, lesson planning. It's like some of the tech tools brought together in one place. So Magic School is really amazing. I'll just quickly go ahead and talk about video-based learning. For video-based learning, you can look at tools like Edpuzzle. You can look at tools like Loom, like Screencastify, and of course, our all-time favorite, YouTube. We all know that YouTube, we have YouTube Kids. So instead of using the main YouTube, which is of course porous, we can so many things can come up there. You have YouTube Kids, and we also have Kiddles. There's another platform called Kiddles, which is like Google Form for students. So you can check all of that. And then when it comes to tracking behavior or classroom management, again, we come back to Class Dojo, and of course we have another software called Go Guardian. So these are, I think I've mentioned like about 8 ways that you can use AI in the classroom to help you. So is AI going to take your job? Certainly not. The only thing that will take your job is another teacher who has used AI to empower themselves. That person can take over your job. So what it means is that you can go ahead and equip yourself and become tech fluent, like I mentioned earlier. Become tech fluent, tech savvy, so that nobody's taking your job. Use AI to help enhance your learning. Okay, so that would
Thank
be
you.
it for me at this point.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, Ms. Uzoma. She has re-echoed everything that our panelists spoke about in the part 1. AI is not here to take your job. However, you have to develop your superpowers. Otherwise, somebody who knows their superpowers will overtake you. Yeah, thank you so very much, Ms. Uzoma. We appreciate. As the lecture is going on, if you do have any questions, please drop them in the chat box. I'll be sure to ask the facilitators and they'll be happy to assist you. Thank you so very much, Ms. Uzoma. We appreciate your time. We'll be moving on very quickly. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. We'll be moving on very quickly to Mr. George now, where we'll have the practical hands-on session. So please get ready, be attentive, and we welcome you, Mr. George.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. Okay. Yes. Good evening.
Thank
Miss
you so
Vicky.
much for joining.
I,
You're
um,
welcome.
I, yes, I
Yes,
want to believe
yes,
that.
please, can you-
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much. So, today actually we're going to be exploring the practical aspect in terms of delivering quality instructions for the children. And so, one of the things that we can do as a teacher, I think Madam Muzuma said a lot about AI not replacing teachers. Yes, of course, but it may replace teachers who are not willing to change, teachers who are not willing to key in to the use of computer, or teachers who are not willing to key in to infusing technology into what they do. And so today we're going to be looking at for the aspect. I actually prepared them three aspects. The first one is for English, while the second one is for early years tutors, and the next one is for secondary, which is for the maths. So for the primary maths, for the secondary, we're going to be looking at maths. We're going to be exploring some math tools that we can use, some math websites we can use. We can infuse the math website into what we do. And then for English, we can also inculcate some of these websites into what we do in the classroom. So I could remember some few months back when I was still in the classroom, I used some of these tools. So it is not, most of these tools are not meant for online teachers alone. They are tools that you can also explore on your own, provided that you have access to internet, and then provided you have access to interactive boards where you can project some of these things. So now for today, just imagine that you want to teach comprehension. You want to teach comprehension. So majorly for some of these resources that we use, you can use some of these resources. Well, these resources sometimes they are paid in platform, but if you can, let's say, if you can form join together with some team of teachers or with other teachers in your school, then you guys can just come together and then pay for some of these resources, because these resources sometimes they are very helpful. The kind of the quality of work that they bring out, and the quality of the content, the material through which you're going to see in some of these materials. They are very good and they are okay. And so I'd like to first talk about, of course, one of the things that you can do, you can check you can check Google to download so many worksheets or so many materials from there. It's something you can do. It's fine and okay if that works well with you. And so this is how Twinkle works. And so as a teacher, it's important that you have an account to Twinkle. You have an account here. It's just in 4,500 naira monthly. And so if you don't want to pay for 4,500 naira monthly, you might decide to pay for a year subscription. Instead of you paying 4,500 a yearly subscription is about 36,000 naira. But with bank charges and everything within the range of 40 within bank charges. So if you can team up with other members in your school, you guys can just team up. I was using this very well. Even right when I was in school, to get my worksheet, to get my materials. So I was using this a lot in the classroom. I'll just go download worksheets and then send worksheets to the kids and to the children. So here you can just download print. So you can download here and print and check a lot from here. So this is what you're going to do. So just come here, go to search bar, and then click on search for any material and anything. You're going to see it there. So for today, I'm just going to be modeling how a comprehension class, how a normal comprehension class can be if you want to use this for the kids in the classroom, or you want to use this for the kids online, if you are teaching online, or if you want to use this in the classroom. So one of the things that you can do is that you can, apart from, yes, in the classroom, kids have different comprehension passages. Yes, so if kids have comprehension passages in the classroom, you can use their comprehension passage from the classroom. But here, if you teach online, of course, you may want to get so many comprehension passages or whatever material or whatever stuff that you want to use to teach the children. You can get it from here. And so if you have gotten, just download, go through and check, and then you can also come to you can also pick from, you can come to CGP Plus to, sometimes we also get materials from this CGP Plus. So you can come to CGP Plus and then get materials too from here. There are lots of materials that you can check out here. There are lots of material. As long as this one also, you can do like a form of a collaboration with your colleague in school, or with your other colleague, and so you guys can just team up together and then pay for some of these resources. Honestly, the paid resources where you pay for, it's the kind of content that you get from there, it's way different than when you just go to Google or random place and you just pick it up. Okay, so you can come here and also check your resources. CGP Plus is also one of the one good platform that you can pick your worksheets, that you can pick resources from. Okay, you can also check in Pinterest. Pinterest also has so many that you can check. I've talked about, there's some free other websites that you can use. White Rose is there. White Rose majorly is for maths. You can go to White Rose website and then pick some worksheets there. Also, if you feel you can't afford you can't pay for some of these subscriptions, because honestly they are way too much sometimes, and so you can just pick from here, pick, and then the major thing is that kids are learning. It's about your delivery and the way through which you deliver your lessons and your classes, and that's the major thing. So here, then okay, so I haven't said that. Now you come to your whiteboard. So to some of the whiteboards in which you can use, of course, here you come here, and then of course to your whiteboard. So this is the whiteboards normally we use. In fact, I was also using this whiteboard in the classroom. Microsoft OneNote is one of the best whiteboards that you can use for the children. Okay, so you can also use this whiteboard as long as you have as long as you have a means through which you can annotate, as long as you have a means through which you can write, just like the way I am doing here. So as long as you have a means through which you can write legibly, you can annotate legibly. So it's, in fact, I was using this constantly, regularly, and it's eradicated the part where I wouldn't even write on the physical whiteboard in the classroom. He also eradicated the parts where I don't even clean. I just tell, all I just needed to do was to just plug my system, and then use the whiteboard and place my laptop by the side of my table, and then I just teach using this whiteboard to teach mathematics. And so the kids could see. I could also, you can also put in worksheets. You can put in worksheets. Yes, you can put in worksheets for the children to use. Yes, you can go to different like I said, the website or whatever place that you want to get the worksheets from. Yes, you can pick worksheets. You can pick worksheets and then put in worksheets for the children, so that the children can see whatever material or whatever stuff that you want to display. So many. Just put in the worksheets there, and then the kids see. So most times I was using this to project whatever material that I wanted to do. Instead of me writing, eradicated the part where I wasn't really writing all the time. So that's what we are saying, that as a teacher, technology, it's the ease it brings to your work. You don't need to stand in the classroom and be teaching all the time. Infuse technology, bring in technology into what you do, and then sit down, relax, and the time is going to take you for you to write questions on the board. The time is going to take you for you to explain. The time is going to take you for you to put on classwork or assessments on the board for the children, and then the children write before you mark this and that. Why don't you why don't you chip in quizzes? You can chip in quizzes as a form of assessment for the children. Let children have quizzes. You can use Mentimeter. There are so many tools that you can use in such a way that children can have just be chipping this once in a while instead of the normal textbooks that they are taking home. Chip Sometimes use some of these things. Generate code, share the code to the WhatsApp platform where parents are for your class. Share it to them, send it to them. Assignments for today. So this is the link. Let them have the link. Let children turn in out of 5 days in a week, Mondays to Fridays. You can adopt just one and say, okay, maybe Tuesdays. Oh my, Tuesdays, the children are not going home with any textbooks. I want to use them links. I want to give them quizzes links. I want to give them worksheets. I want to send worksheets to their parents, whereby in the sense that, send it to the parents and platform. When they get home, they get to download, they get to write in their notes. And when they write in their notes, then they send it back to, yes, there may be, there may be a little challenge in terms of, sometimes some parents may not be around. If you want to do weekend, you can adopt weekend and adopt, just if it is once, try it out. Try it out and change the narrative, change the way in which you teach. Let kids come in with their laptops. Then once in a week, every Tuesdays. In fact, I chose Tuesdays because then the kids were always having coding classes on Tuesdays. So every Tuesdays, the kids would bring in their laptop. So once they bring in their laptop, they will use their laptops or their tablets for their coding classes. And when they use that, then in the classroom, I chip in so many things. I chip in so many things, so many things, so many things. So you can use this. Come here and chip in, use the whiteboard put in worksheets for the children. So this Microsoft OneNote is one of the best whiteboards that you can use. And so you can chip in all of these things, and the way it makes your work easier. And I also made mention of the Twinkle. Twinkle, as low as that 4,500 naira, you are getting a lot. You are getting a lot from Twinkle, honestly. As low as that 4,500 naira monthly, you are getting a lot. You can, if you come here, you can use 3D, yes, 3D. I'm coming. Script. So you can, if you come here, you're going to see a lot. You can come check worksheets. There are so many that you can just then come and check. Like this one now, the 3D model. 3D model launch, children can see whatever stuff that you want to, they can see it. And then sometimes, yes, I use this too. They see how the liver looks like. And then as long as you can project, as long as you have an interactive board and the projector in your classroom. Yes, even if you don't, sometimes you can improvise. You can improvise. There are some I think cheap devices that you can use to project for as low as 80, 90,000 naira. You will see some of them. Just come and if you feel the projector fee their months for projection may be too hard, or sometimes, yes, one of the challenge that you may also be facing is maybe the environment or the school where you find yourself. How will you be able to do all of these things even when in your classroom you don't have a projector? And so you can improvise. Go to Temu. You can see some of these things that you can use to project, and then you will see affordable. So come here and let children see what children see, what they see. I'm telling you, it sticks, it stays, and it sticks. And that is how this Twinkle works. You can also chip in gamification. You can chip in gamification. Now, imagine if I've taught a particular topic. Now, let's say apostrophe, how to use contraction, and apostrophe. So just search. So just search here. So you can just come here and then search, launch PowerPoint, so many PowerPoint, so many stuffs that you can. In fact, you will even be selecting. You select and select and select and select. This you can chip in this gamification, this gamified you can chip in this, and then when you chip in this, children can be able to, they can see when to use an apostrophe interactive, they are able to see whatever here, select this, blah 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 blah. They can come and then use this. So you can just use it just in a way to make your class more fun and then more engaging. And that is just it. So there's so many you can a lot of them, a lot of them. So Twinkle is it's one of the tool or resources that you can use. And so like I was saying, so what I just want to do right now, I want to model how a comprehension class can be. So let's say, for instance, you've taught a comprehension passage, and you've read a passage, to the children, and and then they've read, and you've taken a look at some of those words. You brought out the new words for the children, and so what do you now want to do? You've selected all of this. So let me share my screen. So some of these comprehension passage, I also got them from Twinkle. I got them from, so you can see here, you've read, this is the comprehension passage, you've put in your comprehension passage, and then the child has read, and you've identified some of these words that the children cannot read. We've identified the words that the children, they are finding it difficult to pronounce, and you just want to help their spelling. And so you've identified all of these words from 1 to 7. And how can you turn this into a form where the child can spell? How can you help that child? Frown, beach, strange, smile, globing, gather, and foggy. Okay, so here, one of the tool or material that you can use is word wall. Word wall. Word wall. So word wall. Word wall. I'm going to send the link. So word wall. So this is word wall. In fact, this word wall is very good for English teachers. Word wall. So word wall. So I've sent it there. So this is it. So just come here, just come to this word wall. So this is how the word wall looks like. If you go, this is how the word wall looks like. So you need to create an account. You need to create an account. Actually, if you've created up to like 4 activities, word wall would have to tell you to pay. And so if you notice, I'm only using the free version. All I just need to do is to just edit. I edit. And so once it's time where they tell me I cannot edit any longer, I create in another I create in another email, another account, because how many of these resources do you want to be paying for? How much is the salary? How many of these resources do you want to be paying for? And so here, this is what I do. So I just come to this word wall like this now. You come to create an activity. So when you come to create an activity here, ensure that, remember that you've selected those words. Okay, so you created an activity, you come to create an activity. You can see it's telling me that I've used two, it's telling me that I have used two of my 3 resources. And so if I use another one now, that means I cannot create any one, and I cannot create another activity any longer. So you can come here, you can use quiz, you can use spin the wheel, you can use open the box, you can use matchup, you can use anagram, you can use matching the pairs, flashcard, group sort, speaking cards, find the match, unjumble, and complete the sentence. This unjumble, I make use of this unjumble very well. This unjumble helps you in terms of arranging sentences in order. So sometimes I just pick some of those sentences together, I remove them from the passage, and then put it on this word wall, whereby I tell the children to rearrange. This helps in terms of comprehension, so that the kids, that children who just read and they don't even take time, they don't even take time to understand. You discover that a lot of kids, in terms of answering questions, even when you prepare a child for 11 plus exam in the UK, where they test their skill in comprehension, so their children are still finding it, they are still struggling. So sometimes I use this on Jumbo to rearrange, I tell the children to rearrange the sentence. And so just so that they comprehend. Comprehension is about understanding a passage, and that is it. So like I said, the major thing here that we want to do is the anagram. And the anagram, so the moment you click on the anagram, so when you click on the anagram, this is what is going to bring out for you. This is what it's going to bring out for you. And so I'm just going to go to my activity. I just come here, come to this part, and then edit, come to edit content. So when I edit, this is how it's going to bring it out for me. If you go to create create activity, this is what it's going to bring out. Now here, you can decide to fill in the passage name. That's the activity title. The passage name, maybe The Strange Stars. The children read about the strange star. So The Strange Stars. And then I've selected all of these words. You can see, you can select as many as more difficult words that you are able to bring out. You can say the maximum is 100. So in the one that I just displayed right now, I only drafted 7 words. 7 words. Now I am going to delete the remaining because I only need 7. So I'm going to delete the others. I just need 7. So 7. Okay. So 7. Then the first one. So what I do is that in spellings, to give children, to help children, or to give children clue, I tell them that the first letter begins with the capital letter. So, no, I tell them that the sentence, that word that you are looking for, that word that you want to rearrange, it is that word that begins with a capital letter. So any word that begins with a capital letter, so that means that you are bringing the word first. So then frowned, I put in my frowned, FROWNED. It is what you've given if it is what you've put on this word, that's what is going to display. So then the next beach, BEACH, beach. Then the next one is strange. Like that. That's how you do it. The next word, smile. Smile. The next one is glowing, GLOWING. And then The next one is gather, Gather. And then the last one is foggy. So Foggy. So most times I give the children maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes for them to go through. Sometimes I write about 15 or 20 words I've identified that I know that the children are finding it difficult to pronounce or to spell. Then I give it to them as assignment. Then when they come to school the following day, or when they meet me online, the first thing we do is to go through all of the words, and then I ask the children to spell those words for me. Spell the word gather, Gather. Gather. Spell the word smile, Smile, smile. So first thing first, following morning, they all spell, and then how do I turn this in a form of a gamified approach through which they're having fun and at the same time they are learning. So click on done. So when you click on done, then the next thing you want to do is that you select anagram. Remember, it is anagram. Now you have so many themes, visual styles that you can use here. There are lots of them. Just come here and select any of the visual styles that you want to use. I actually love this underwater. So when I choose underwater, you can choose another one, you can choose so many, then you start. So I don't know if you can hear the sound. Let me share again. So this is there. So you just come here. Sorry. So we just come here and okay, my activity. So the strange stars. So I just click here, select here, and then so one of the things I do, I just start. So the moment I start, so this is it. So the first one, of course, they know that the first one is frowned. First word, frowned. Sometimes you don't even tell the children that this is the word frowned. So since you've given them a clue, that the first letter the first letter in that word, it begins with the capital letter. So they know that okay, it begins with letter F. So they're cracking out their brain, they're looking at it. Okay, what word? Frowned. What word can they make from this? But because they've spelt it, and so it makes it easier for them because they're familiar with the word that you've given them in spelling. It makes it easier for them to arrange. So FRO, you bring down the W like that. They're bringing this down, and then frowned. So they're moving to the next. What is the next word? So what is the next word? Of course, they know that first letter begins with B, and then they're cracking out their brain. How can I rearrange this word in such a way that it gives me, of course, sometimes even when they rearrange the word, and it's different from what you've given word, you can still mark it right. You can still tell them, oh yes, you got it. This is a word. And yes, this word can be found in the dictionary, but this is not the word that we are looking for. We are looking for this word her. So you can just keep that in and tell them, because so that it doesn't feel like, oh, this word, but I got this word, but why is the computer not marking it? Or why is the computer not saying I'm correct? Remember, what you've given, what you've written, that is what is going to bring out. So the second word here, we are looking at beach. So beach, children, beach. So beach. So beach. So they have beach. Then the next, like that. So they take a look at it. So letter S, beginning from letter S, so which is the capital letter. Then they are thinking like that till that's how. So when you feel that they are done or they are still having chat, let them go back again. Let them go to the link and then and use it and play it again. Then how do we send this across? Just click on share. The moment you come to share, click on share and then copy. Publish. When you publish it, and then you copy. When you copy it, then paste it, send it to the child, put it on their platform, and then let children work with it during the weekend. And so you'd see that you could, maybe you want to do literature in the classroom. You've identified most of the words, most of the new words, or most of the difficult words that children are finding it hard. You don't know the meaning. There are about 30. You could come to WordWall and develop up to 30 questions. And then during the weekend, just send it to their platform, send it to the parent platform, send it to the parents, let the children work with it. And then they tell you, then when they come back to school the following day, and then they share their experience with you. Oh, I got this over 20. I got this over 5. I got this one. They share their experience, and it's the joy it gives you. You are just like, oh, so that is just it. So that's how you can use anagrams for spellings to help the children spell, and majorly how you can use this word wall to teach the children. Okay, then phonics. If you have a child who is finding it difficult for early years, for those that are in the early years, you have a child who is finding it hard, or it's finding it challenging, is challenged in terms of reading, they could come to phonics and sound to make use of this. Phonics and sound, phonics. So when you just come to phonics and sound, so here, phonics and stuff. So when you come to phonics and stuff, so phonics and stuff, it has a lot. Phonics and stuff has a lot, and it's free. It's completely free. It's completely free. So phonics and stuff, you can come here and then use word mapper, you can word list, flashcard, handwriting animation. This could also help the children in terms of handwriting. You could come here and use handwriting. There are different letters. If I want to go to letter E, so this is how the children can write their letter E. Then also, if I want to use the games here, blending sound, how children can blend sound. Come here, the number of sound, you could choose 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, and then play. So all you just need to do, sound this.
Ow, ow, ooh. Ow, ooh, ow, ooh,
So,
ooh.
so like that,
Owl,
like that, like that, like that, like that.
ow,
So,
ow,
so you sound it. So
ow.
here you could also come and use sound letter match. Sound letter match. If you have taught the children all of these letters, it's fine and okay. You could come here and sound it. Sound it. T, T, T. Then the click letter T. Just call them one after the other. In the classroom, call them one after the other. So come on,
E,
let them come
E, 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 E.
like that. You could go back here again, and then you can use the sound blaster. You can use um the sound blaster a lot. If it is everything you want to use, let them play and then blast. They're blasting the sound.
E.
So you just come and shoot it.
Ah.
So you just come. So just come and shoot it. Sound blaster to blast the sound. Then we also have letter sound match. Letter sound match, you know,
Eh, eh.
letter So they click this, and then
Eh, eh. Ah, ah. S, eh.
so like that. Then you can come to sound it out. Sound it out. Sound it out is also there. Children, kids can sound it out.
Ah,
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 mm,
ah,
mm, ah.
ah.
So define. So what is that? they select and like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. And so that's just it. They can sound it out. They can sound it out. You could come and pick another one here, and then you play.
N, A,
Ah,
N, A,
so
N,
this one
A,
is talking based on the picture. So based on the picture, they just take a look at it and pick. They take a look at it. The children, they click and they pick it up. So here,
S, E,
pa,
S, E,
pa,
S, E,
pa. Pictures are there. They just come. Which one is pronounce everything together? Sip. Blending. This one works with blending. Blend. Reading words, spellings, short vowels, capital letter match, vowel sorting, word wall, phonics and stuff. It's a very good one. It's a very good one. It's a very good one. Even you can maybe for those that are also teaching um for those that are also teaching online, you are looking for a tool where the kids can where the kids can can color. So maybe let's for instance you're looking for a tool where the kids can color. So you're looking for a where the kids can color. You can just come here and then come to room recess. Room recess is there. Yeah, they can color. They can color. Sometimes they don't need to bring in coloring book or where you're going to be looking for picture. Where you're going to be looking. Sometimes the admin may tell you photocopier machine is faulty. Admin may tell you this or that, or secretary may tell you this. Let them. Secretary may tell you this or that. Different excuses. Oh, now we are not. We are maintaining course this and that. This, a lot of things now. Schools are now coming in with different strategies or whatever to tell you that they are they are maintaining costs, or how did they even put that? They are just saying cost, they are cutting costs. So you can come here and make use of room recess. Make use of room recess. Come here, let children paint. Children can paint. They can paint. Just come here. Let them paint. Let them paint. Pick, select. They can come here. Just tell them to just guide them and put them through. Put them through on what they need to do. Put them through on what they need to do. This, and then if they want to, sorry, I'm not a good. So they can just come do different. So here is color. Yes, they can color here, and then yes, I want my cake to be blue. So, and then candle here, of course. I could just paint here, and then, so you can come and yes, they could paint. You can come here and mix your own. So there are different, so many formats that children could use. Egg. Maybe they want to paint egg. Kids could also come here and paint egg too. So just select, let them, let children just come and then paint. Come here and paint here, paint here, and then they just come and paint. So like that. Children are having fun. So this eradicates, where we're looking for crayons, we're looking for color, we're looking for this and that. Project. If you have interactive, for those who work in schools where they have access to light, use it. Use it. Use these resources in your classroom. Use it. I could remember from some years back, when the PTFA erected the projector and an interactive board for most of the classes then in the school where I was working for. My class was privileged to be part of the class that got the interactive board and the projector. Teachers were not really using it because some didn't have access to, some didn't have a laptop, some didn't have a personal laptop of their own. PTFAC bought laptop for classes. Some were not still using it. And so few people we tapped into it. I could tell that year when I was using technology to teach, where I was introducing technology, and my classroom, it changed. That year I got Teacher of the Year that year. And so because of the innovations, because of so many things that I brought into the classroom, so because of the innovations, with the things, what I brought into the classroom, it just changed. It changed the way I taught. And so use them when you have it, when you have lights. I know there are some schools where they have lights all the time, regular, their lights constant. Use it, even if they are rationing light, or use it in that period where you know that, okay, that from 9 to 11, lights will be on as from 9 to 11. The generator needs to rest and be on a break for maybe 2 hours. Afternoon, 1 to 3 o'clock, the lights will also be on. They will turn on the light. Use fixing. Utilize that moment. So those period, use it. Teach. Bring in technology. Let kids see. Let kids come and touch. Let them have a sense. Let them bring in their tablets, their laptop. Of course, LIHAS, but the school administrator, LIHAS with your head of school, with your HOS, let them give you consent. And then when kids bring in their devices, register it. Put it in a situation where you register their device. Let them be with you. As soon as they are done, they put it in their bags. They take it up straight up, so that you are not liable, or you are not queried if a child misplaces any of their gadgets or their devices. So it's about strategy. It's about the way you plan about all of those things. It's possible. It's possible. So they can use room recess to teach children, and then children just see whatever you're using to teach. Yes, room recess is free. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's free. And so I've talked about some of those tools that you can also use as an early years tutor. If you even come to WordWall, WordWall cannot even serve as a means of where you want to use anagram. If you Google, you can, any topic in terms of maybe gamify the app or instruction that you want to use for the children, just search WordWall activity. WordWall activity on place value of numbers. WordWall activity on homophones. Check. Click on it. Let children, what is the place value of this? What is the place value? Children, they can come and then see whatever. In fact, this WordWall is very, very helpful, very helpful. One of the best that you can use. So you come here, what's the place value of 5?
What is the
So-
value of the 5 in
So the
531?
children, they come, they click, and then like that. You could,
What is the value of the 5 in 458?
you have maybe you've taught a particular topic, just come here again and search WordWall activity on. There are ready-made activities that have been made. So you don't even need to sit down and be cracking your head and be thinking of what you want to develop. Just ensure that whatever activity or whatever stuff that you want to use for the children, ensure that it is something that aligns with them. It is something that the children can do. So homophones, children can come here and then say, here, look at. So homophones, display. So most times I just send them when the children bring in their device. I've taught, today's class, we're going to be looking at homophones. I've taught them homophones. The next thing I want to do, I just copy the link and then send it to them. Send it to them. Of course, the challenge that you may face is internet. So most times I was always going with my internet device from my own pocket. School no send me. School doesn't. But at the end, in the long run, at the end of the session, I got an award. And so it's school may not give you data. School may not provide the means for you, but it is something that you can just find a way to chip and improvise. So last week I did this. Children can click and then come and check. So this is what you can use the word wall activity for. And then lastly, for those who teach if you teach maths, if you teach maths, there's so many MathPad. You can come to MathPad. Just go to MathPad. You can come to MathPad. MathPad, you could come here and make use of construction. Maybe you want to use construction. There are worksheets also that you can use from here. What is the place value? This. Maybe the children want to write up to 1 million. They can just project, share, exercise. Which of this number is 4,000? Just let them do. Then come here to this, if you go to MathPad website here, you want to teach construction. You're looking for means or you're looking for ways to teach them construction. You can use GeoGebra. You want to use graph. Sometimes you are looking for graph book. You're looking for graph book. You don't have graph book. If you don't have graph book, come project. Find a way. Let students see. So teachers resources, you have so many teachers resources here that you can come and check under MathPad for math teachers. You can come to interactive tools. You can see construction. Click on construction. Can see construction. Use this construction and let children construct. How do you want to construct angle, straight line angle, or you want to bisect an angle, this or that? You can come here and then something you could use for the children, a circle. What is a circle? What are the parts of the circle, this and that? Children can come here and make use of, measure angles using the protractor. They can come here, straight line angles, and MathPad is also there. You can also use PolyPad. PolyPad, it's there for you to make use of. If you come to PolyPad, you would see so many. Come to PolyPad here. You can use number tiles. You want to arrange maybe in 1,000, this and that. You're looking for ways through which you want to teach partitioning of numbers. Come here and then come and use. This is 1,000. This is 200 and 1,000. Maybe you're looking for ways through which you want to teach. So how do we expand 1,250? How do we expand 1,256? You could come here 1,000 plus 200 plus 50, then plus 6. It even has a whiteboard, plus 6. Arrange it in such a way that, don't remember, kids are moved by what they see. What they see sticks. You can come to a PolyPad to teach partitioning of numbers, place value of numbers. You can use this to teach and place value of numbers. Number lines. You can come here and use number lines. Prime factors. You want to teach prime factors. How do you teach prime? Come here. Split it. 15. 15. How can we get 15? 5 and 3. Split it. 5 and 3. You have 20. Bring it down. You're going to see so many. 5 and 4. 4, 2 and 2. 2 times 2 times 5. You can teach index notation. You can teach prime numbers. You want to teach how to use factors. You can come here and teach factors. Fraction is also here, and I could go on and on and on and on and on and on with what you could use some of these tools for. So I want to believe that's the time that is so that
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. George. This was really explosive. Ah, I must confess, I'm even taking notes and I'm learning a lot. Thank you so very much. Right about now, I don't know, I have a question for you, and I'm going to quickly ask because I think it's a yes or no question. Somebody says, just a minute, please. I'm looking for the question. Is the Microsoft OneNote, is it a free version or it's a paid version? Somebody wants to know, please.
Okay, so the Microsoft, it's free. Once it comes with normally, if you have a device, if you have a laptop, you have a Microsoft Access, you have a PowerPoint slide, you have a Microsoft Office, you have a Microsoft Word, and you have so many other things. It comes as long as you get somebody who is going to give you Microsoft Office access, your Microsoft OneNote comes with it and it is free. But of course, if you want to use it, you must have a Microsoft account. The reason why you must have a Microsoft account is because of the fact that so that all the notebooks that you are creating, so that it's going to be saved on your OneDrive. So it's free, absolutely free.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I hope the person who asked is clear now. Okay, I also have a question for Mrs. Zoma. We'll quickly take that before I bring in our convener for this program. Mrs. Zoma, somebody wants to know if how they can handle over-reliance on AI, right? We have established the fact that we should embrace AI. It has come to stay. It is not a trend that would fade away. However, somebody is concerned about over-reliance on AI. Please, what do you have to say about that, Ms. Uzoma?
All right. First of all, if I may clarify, is the over-reliance based on the students? Is it over-reliance for students or over-reliance as a teacher?
As the teacher. As the teacher.
Okay. All right. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is, again, I think that's how I started. You are not relegating your job to AI. You are not relegating your job. You are not abandoning your job. AI is supposed to be helping you do your job. So when it comes to over-relying, for example, what I do with ChatGPT, before I put in any prompt, before I ask ChatGPT to give me anything, before I put in the prompt, I first of all write down my own thoughts, my own view, what I think, what I can come up with. And when I now ask ChatGPT, I'm actually comparing. And sometimes you find out that what you even had originally, if not the same, but similar to what ChatGPT gave you. So what I'm saying in essence is you are not supposed to go into your class not knowing what to do or what you're going to do. You already know, but you're using AI to enhance. For example, in the past, you used to plan your own lesson, right? Right now, you are removing that time to sit down and plan, to use AI to help you plan. But when you go into the class, you are not reading exactly. I've seen on social media where somebody is reading what AI gave them, and they are reading everything, including where AI is asking them, do you want me to do so thing? When you put something on ChatGPT and after it gives you your response, it will ask you, okay, what do you want me to do next? Or there are places where AI will put in brackets, insert something, and the person is just reading it out like that. Now, that is over-reliance. That is you keep clocking your brain and just using AI. So you are not relegating, that's my answer. You're not relegating your job to AI. You are using it to enhance your work. It gives you the lesson plan, but it's still you that needs to be creative in terms of delivery, in terms of activities and all of that. That's where you come in. AI is simply helping. So do not over rely. Sometimes, like I said, already have an idea of what you want to do. And then when AI helps you, you're simply comparing and you're taking what you want to use and leaving what you don't want to use. You don't have to use everything or everything like that, hook, line, sinker. So that
Yeah.
will be my response.
Amazing. Thank you so very much. That again is highlighting the fact that you need to know your superpower, right? AI and you are a collaborative force, and you don't have to relegate your mind to rely completely on AI. But in one of our panelists' words, she says that you help AI, right, to make your work better. Yes. So thank you so very much. It's indeed a very loaded session. I want to appreciate everyone who is here and everyone who is engaging. We totally appreciate you, and we'll see you right about now. We'd like to invite our convener, Bossman Adedokun, to share his thoughts and, just say hello to us. Hi, Bossman.
Hey, Eunice, thank you very much for this session. Let me start by thanking our facilitators. Uzoma is here this month. We couldn't have her last month, so we got her back on board this month. Thank you very much for that insightful session at the start. It reiterates some of the things we learned in the past, and you give a perspective of someone who is in the classroom and understand how teachers work and how their activities impact the students they work with. And it was such a refreshing opportunity for us to learn from you. One of the things we learned from the last month session was that AI is not just a tool, it's a revolution. And we need to see it as an enabler for the things that we do in the classroom, whether here in the classroom, even outside of the classroom. Schools across the world are automating and using AI to improve operational efficiency. So it's very important we take note of this. Let me also say thank you to George. I've not met George. One of my people suggested and said, oh, they'll be watching his content online, and it would be a great opportunity to have him join us to show demonstration. So when they say demonstration, so I thought it would be something like maybe 10, 15 minutes, and they would just shine us and all of that. I discovered that George is already thinking that he's in the classroom and teaching us all the way. Or what do you think, Uzoma? Yeah, you're on mute, yeah.
Yes. So I said, yeah, absolutely. It was particularly interesting because some of the software I mentioned Twinkle, I mentioned WordWall, and it's as if we planned this, so he came on board to actually show how they work. Yeah, so that was quite practical.
It makes sense that you spoke before him, so it was as if follow-up session.
It's as if we synced it, as if we planned it.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Two of you demonstrated the capacity we are talking about when it comes to teachers in the 21st century, and especially in the age of AI. I know, even if I don't know of George, I know Zoma's spent a lot of money on Twinkle and a lot of apps using to work and even to generate resources and all of that. And quite a number of the teachers that I have around me. So that's a whole lot. And we do appreciate you for those insights. It was intentional because when we had the first session last month, people were saying there should be a part 2 of the conversation and all of that. So instead of talking and saying what AI can do at the capacity, our team thought it's important to demonstrate, at least show some tools, you understand, and empower people with it. And that was exactly what happened. I got a message that people are asking, are we going to have part 3? So I said, instead of having part 3, people should go and use the ones they've learned first. When we get a feedback, then we can think of another part and all of that. But I think, again, today revealed to us that there is a lot more to be done, and there are things that people can do. And I think maybe at some point in the future, we should be looking at something around gamification and all of that, and how to properly embed that in our activities in the classroom. It was really, really eye-opening. Thank you so much, Uzoma. Thank you, George, for your time. We do appreciate. Thank you for contributing to this discourse, and we don't take your time for granted. Thank you to everyone who also joined. We are transmitting from Zoom, However, people are watching us from YouTube, obviously for security reasons and for protection, not national security, or not that will be harmed in any way. Cyber security issues, you understand, basically. I know we had experience before where we had hackers jump into our sessions and all of that. So we choose to always transmit from Zoom to YouTube. So quite a number of people are on YouTube watching this. And if you missed out on last month, you can track back. You have the videos on that channel that you can watch. Then you can also add the knowledge from this month to it. On that note, so thank you very much. Thank you, Eunice. And thank you, Reti, from the background, pushing things up. We'll catch up next month and see where we go from here. Once again, thank you everyone for joining. Eunice, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your guidance as always. And thank you, a very big thank you to our speakers. We totally appreciate you. We're so grateful for you turning up. And to all the educators who joined, we say thank you. And it was nice sharing this period with you. We invite you to follow us on social media. We invite you to like us and follow us for more resources. Yes, this is what we do. Yes, we share knowledge and resources all through our social media handles. We invite you to join us. We invite you to follow us, and you will never regret it. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll be saying goodbye for now. Till we see you again next month. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.